The ocean has always held secrets, but some of them are far more terrifying than we ever imagined. Beneath the calm, shimmering surface lies a world where humans are no longer at the top of the food chain. These are not just creatures, they are silent hunters, perfectly evolved to strike without warning. From the faint ripple of water to the sudden explosion of chaos, shark movies tap into one of our deepest primal fears: the fear of being watched, hunted, and devoured. What makes these films unforgettable isn't just the blood or the suspense, it's the feeling that this could happen to anyone, anywhere. Every shadow in the water becomes a threat. Every splash sends chills down your spine. And once you've seen these films, stepping into the ocean will never feel the same again. Get ready to dive into the most bone-chilling shark movies ever created.
The Shallows 2016. Starring Blake Lively, this film delivers intense survival horror in a minimalistic setting. The story follows a young surfer stranded on a small rock just yards away from safety, while a deadly shark circles her relentlessly. What makes this movie so gripping is its focus on isolation and vulnerability. The ocean becomes both beautiful and terrifying, and every attempt to escape feels like a gamble with death. The cinematography captures the vastness of the sea, making the protagonist seem incredibly small and helpless. The shark is intelligent, patient, and merciless, turning the situation into a psychological battle as much as a physical one. The film builds tension with every passing minute, forcing viewers to feel every ounce of fear and desperation. It's a modern take on shark horror that proves less can truly be more. Jaws, 1975. This legendary film by Steven Spielberg redefined horror and created a cultural fear of sharks that still exists today. Set in a peaceful beach town, the story unfolds as a massive great white shark begins attacking swimmers, turning a summer paradise into a nightmare. What makes this film terrifying is its simplicity and realism. The slow build-up, combined with the haunting soundtrack, creates unbearable tension. The shark is rarely seen in full, which makes every glimpse even more terrifying, allowing the audience's imagination to do the rest. The characters feel real, especially the determined police chief who must overcome his fear of water. The film's pacing, storytelling, and psychological horror make it timeless. Even decades later, it remains the gold standard for shark horror films and continues to influence countless movies in the genre. Deep Blue Sea, 1999. This film takes shark horror into the realm of science fiction, blending action, suspense, and chaos. Set in an underwater research facility, scientists genetically modify sharks to increase their intelligence, only to create highly dangerous predators capable of outsmarting humans. The confined setting amplifies the terror as the facility floods and escape routes disappear one by one. What makes this movie stand out is its unpredictability. Characters you expect to survive don't, and the sharks behave in shockingly strategic ways. The tension is relentless, with explosive sequences and sudden attacks that keep viewers on edge. The film also explores themes of human arrogance and the consequences of tampering with nature. With its mix of thrills and horror, it remains one of the most entertaining and memorable shark films ever made, delivering both scares and adrenaline-fueled action. 47 Meters Down, 2017. This claustrophobic thriller traps its characters in one of the most terrifying situations imaginable. Two sisters on vacation decide to go cage diving, but when the cage plummets to the ocean floor, they find themselves stranded with limited oxygen and surrounded by sharks. The darkness of the deep sea adds another layer of fear, as visibility is limited and danger lurks just beyond sight. The film masterfully builds tension through sound design and pacing, making every breath feel precious. The psychological stress of the situation is just as intense as the physical threat, as panic and desperation begin to take hold. The sharks feel like constant, looming threats rather than just jump scares. This film is a chilling reminder of how quickly an adventure can turn into a nightmare and how helpless humans can be in the depths of the ocean. The Meg, 2018. This film takes shark horror to a massive scale, featuring a prehistoric megalodon that dwarfs any modern predator. Starring Jason Statham, the movie blends action, adventure, and horror into a high-stakes spectacle. The sheer size of the creature makes every encounter terrifying, as it can destroy entire structures and devour prey in seconds. While the film leans more toward blockbuster entertainment, it still delivers intense moments of fear and suspense. The deep-sea setting adds mystery and danger, as the unknown depths hide unimaginable threats. The film explores humanity's curiosity and the risks of exploring uncharted territory. With its thrilling sequences and larger-than-life concept, it offers a different kind of shark horror, one that focuses on scale, power, and unstoppable force. Shark Night 3D, 2011. Set around a remote lake, this film flips expectations by bringing sharks into freshwater territory. A group of college friends heads out for a relaxing weekend, only to find themselves hunted by multiple species of sharks. The twist here is that the attacks are not random, adding a layer of mystery and conspiracy to the story. The film blends slasher elements with creature horror, creating a fast-paced and unpredictable experience. The isolated setting enhances the sense of helplessness, as there's no easy way to escape. While it leans into thriller territory, it still delivers plenty of suspenseful and shocking moments. The idea of sharks appearing where they shouldn't be taps into a unique fear, making the film both unsettling and intriguing for viewers. 47 Meters Down, Uncaged, 2019. This sequel expands on the original's concept by placing a group of friends inside an underwater cave system filled with deadly sharks. The maze-like environment creates a constant sense of confusion and danger, as the characters struggle to find their way out. The added element of blind sharks makes the situation even more terrifying, as they rely on sound rather than sight, turning every movement into a potential death sentence. The film emphasizes teamwork, fear, and survival instincts as tensions rise among the group. The confined stasis and lack of oxygen amplify the suspense, making every scene feel intense and suffocating. It's a different kind of shark movie that focuses more on exploration horror, blending underwater adventure with relentless terror in a way that keeps viewers hooked from start to finish. Bait, 2012. This unique film combines disaster and shark horror in a creative way. After a tsunami floods a coastal town, a group of survivors finds themselves trapped inside a supermarket, with sharks swimming in the submerged aisles. The concept alone is enough to create tension, as everyday surroundings become deadly environments. The film plays on the fear of being trapped with no escape, while danger lurks just beneath the surface. The characters must navigate both rising water levels and aggressive sharks, making every decision critical. The setting is both familiar and surreal, turning a commonplace into a nightmare scenario. The film also explores themes of survival, cooperation, and human resilience in the face of extreme circumstances. Its originality and suspenseful execution make it a standout entry in the shark horror genre. The Wreath, 2010. Based on real events, this film delivers a tense and emotionally gripping survival story. After their boat capsizes, a group of friends must swim to safety while being stalked by a great white shark. The film's strength lies in its realism and minimalism, focusing on the characters' fear and determination. The open ocean setting creates a constant sense of exposure and vulnerability, with nowhere to hide and no help in sight. The shark's presence is subtle but terrifying, appearing at unexpected moments and reminding viewers of the constant danger. The performances feel authentic, making the situation even more believable and intense. This film proves that you don't need elaborate effects to create fear, just a simple, realistic scenario and the vast, unforgiving ocean. Open Water, 2003.
Inspired by true events, this film strips shark horror down to its most raw and realistic form. A couple on a diving trip is accidentally left behind in the open ocean, miles away from shore, with no way to call for help. The horror here is slow, quiet, and deeply unsettling. There are no dramatic soundtracks or exaggerated effects, just the endless sea and the growing realization of their hopeless situation. The sharks appear gradually, circling from a distance before moving closer, creating an overwhelming sense of dread. What makes this film so disturbing is its realism and emotional weight. It focuses on the psychological breakdown of the characters as fear and despair consume them. The simplicity of the premise makes it incredibly effective, proving that sometimes the scariest stories are the ones that feel the most real. The ocean may look peaceful, but these films remind us of the terror that can lie beneath. Each movie brings a unique perspective on fear, survival, and the unknown, making the genre endlessly fascinating. From realistic horrors to larger-than-life monsters, shark films continue to evolve while keeping audiences on edge. They tap into something deeply primal, the fear of losing control in an environment we don't belong to. Whether you're a thrill seeker or a horror fan, these movies are guaranteed to leave a lasting impression. Just don't be surprised if your next trip to the beach feels a little different.